Okay, hello, Kevin and Tarin. Okay, I've spent big part of this afternoon, trying to sort of, figure out, basically all the aspects of the project because I need you to also, I need us to really see the changes that we have made so far, and I need to remind us. I need to sort of, all of us to be on the same platform. Okay, so basically, to start with, this is our previous quotations that was a few months ago. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, you can see that everything. This is the code that you probably still have a copy of this quotation. All right, let me just scroll down to the total. Excuse me. Right, it came up to 118,000. All right, and we were looking at 143 square meters. All right, and that was pretty reasonable because looking at starting from the excavations and basically everything that is actually all the items mentioned here in the code. Right, so now you're saying, okay, how come we've gone to that amount? Because the mistake that you're probably making is you are basing a rate of 1,000 per square meter, of which that's not how it works in construction. Because if you come up with the total, all right, it doesn't necessarily mean that if you divide the whole total and then come up with the rate per square meter, because we basically not doing one thing. There's excavations and there's an engineer and there is the footing phase, there is the geosthenics, there is the labor, there is machinery and so forth. So it's not, you won't get an accurate picture if you then add up, you divide a single rate with all when we are adding different aspects of the project, right? So so all right, okay, let me sort of then go to what I wanted to really highlight. All right, originally we were going to leave this part of the wall. You said you were going to do it later, right? And we were going to do the first part that was after excavations. It was going to be approximately 55 to 60 squares because we were looking at 34 by 2 meters, right? So it was somewhere there. This is what the front part. Okay, we're no longer doing that. All right. But the reason it came up to 143 square meters, it was we're adding this part of the wall where 64, and we were also going to add up 75 squares. That was actually coming from the length of this wall, 15 by 5, and with another small here. Remember with this one here, the bottom he wanted us to work on that, right? So in all, that was 18 plus 75 plus the front 63. That's why it was setting up to 143 square meters, right? And that was a pretty reasonable figure, right? So now your question has been, how come it's now adding up to 240 square meters? All right, let me try to sort of elaborate. All right, okay. All right, let me go again to before I sort of get the dimensions. Okay, if we make a mistake of saying if we're basing on an underestimated dimensions, we're gonna order blocks and we think they're gonna be enough, and they run short when the bank and the wall is like halfway. And I promise you are gonna be upset at me. And so for us to avoid potential problems after the project has commenced, it's better to be a better informed, and then you can make a better decision. All right, look. Fella, the last time I was there, you decided to study it closer to the wall that is in front of the pool. Alright, because there's erosion that is occurring there. So, to go up to get to the level of the house's basement, we're looking at 7.5 meters. Alright, not like we are assuming. It's actually, if you look at the ground, it's very steep. and to get the level right and to get to the top platform, right, to get a ground like this, starting from the base, starting from this side, we're looking at 7.5 meters, right? And the length 18, although it's actually sort of we're extending it, but I could even base it on even 12 or even 11 or even 10, right? And we should also take into consideration that these caves here in the corners here, there are walls that they also need blocks to also retain these caves. There is another cave here, so each wall has 2 caves. This one has also another cave and the other caves. All right. Although the walls are, the caves are going up at triangular, design, but anyway, but they also, we have to also take into consideration because they also contribute to the total in square meters. All right. So that's what I did in a previous video. That look, we are even looking at the first wall, the wall A, the one that we've just put. Okay. That is the one we've just recently added. Okay, so that was 11 by 75. We're getting 82 square meters. That's a lot in a retaining wall. That's a lot. That's a big bank that we actually need to retain. So we are only looking at the front part that is straight. So 11 by 7.5. That wall has 2 caves. So these are the caves, and there is another 50 squares. Each cave has about 25 because we're going 7.5 meters, right? So so I integrated. I added the 2 caves. The other dimension 7 plus 7. I'm getting 14 with a single height of 3.4. 3.5, which is like half of 7.6 because we are saying it's a triangular shape. So half of the base, right? So I'm getting 50 square meters, right? So now if I say 82 plus, let me just put 82 plus plus this 50. Right, 130. Oh, hold on. Yeah, 131 square meters. Look, that we're adding. Right, plus, if the previous I had was like what? The previous we had was 143. But hold on. Okay, we saying 143, right? So since we're not doing 143 anymore, so we're leaving the front part. So it will be 75. It will be like 65. All right, it will be 65 plus this 44. Let me just put like a sum. So 204. That's why we're adding up. That's why it's adding up to 240. Hey. Right, that's why it's adding up to 240 square meters. That's why it's adding up to 240 square meters. Right, I don't know if I'm somehow not inaccurate, but that is these are the calculations I'm getting. Right. Right. Yeah. So I even tried actually sort of coming up with this kind of a design. I was thinking that it's probably gonna make a big difference in terms of the square meters of the bank that you need to retain, and down it will also make some implications. I mean, on the it will make a difference on the total cost. I mean, on the total cost. But anyway, it's making a slight difference. But then it's subject to you whether you like it. But it's actually sort of it makes a slight difference on the cost. All right. So what I would advise folks, get at least another about 4 or more 5 codes, then you can then weigh out your options, because I wouldn't sort of saying I'm probably okay. So we have this square meters that of the bank. All in all, I think although 240. Probably some of the heights maybe it's too high, maybe certain lengths are too long. But anyway, let's even say we've got 200 square meters. All right, we've got 200 square meters. Okay, but then I was even working out the cost. To be honest, I've worked on a number of projects. I know how expensive construction projects are. Labor, machinery, everything, until from starting until